in 2008. Now, when the minimum wage was revised in September 2021, we saw an increase in categories. It moved from 9 to 18 categories. And the rate for these categories were as follows. Agriculture and unskilled workers moved from $4 to $7.50 an hour. Daily paid factory and tourism workers moved from $4.50 to $7.50 an hour. Juveniles moved from $3.60 to $5.67 an hour. Cashiers and receptionists moved from $5.50 an hour to $7.25 an hour. The salespersons and cashiers moved from $5.50 an hour to $7.25 an hour also. And the home assistants who were being provided with meals moved from $125 a week to $200 a week. The ones who were not being provided with meal, their rate moved from $143.75 a week to $250 a week. And the ones who were working and living in, their rate moved from $142.50 to $220 weekly. In addition to that, there were additional, like I mentioned earlier, an additional 9 categories being included to the revised minimum wage schedule in 2021. And these categories were cooks, so that was a new one, and the rate for the cook was $7.25 an hour. Bartender, that's one we have been getting a lot of requests from because they were never really, directly under any category. So the minister find it, and well, not just the minister, but the advisory committee to the minister find it fitted to have that category included, and the rate for the bartender. And like you said, PS, we also want to always remind them, even if we are saying the rate is at a certain rate, it doesn't mean to say that the individuals or the occupant cannot be paid more. It's just that you are not able by law to pay them less than the minimum wage. But you can pay them double, you can pay them whatever. You can even give them $1,000 a week if you want to. That's not a problem. So then also there was a new category, servers. And as you can see, these are more categories that deals directly with the hospitality industry.
Yes.
Yeah. And the rate for the servers is $7.24 an hour. You also have the room attendant. The rate is also $7.24. You have groundsman. The rate is $7.24. You have the public area attendant. The rate also $7.24. And then another very interesting category that was introduced was the security guard, and the rate was $8 an hour. And I must point out that the security guard that's the category which reflect the highest rate within the revised minimum wage of 2021. And in addition to that, we had the janitor, whose rate was $7.24, and other unskilled laborers in construction and handymen, the rate was $7.50 an hour.
Okay, great.
Yes.
So here you have it from Mr. Packett. These are the existing rates, which the Minimum Wage Advisory Board, which is established to advise the minister on matters related to wage, but not limited only to wage. I would like the public to know that we have taken seriously at the Ministry of Labor, seriously the pronouncement in the budget, and we have actively started the process for constituting the Minimum Wage Board, and we will see a lot happening in the coming days as the board seeks to meet the obligation to present a recommended revised structure for the consideration of the Minister of the government, and then we would expect the pronouncement to be made when it has gone through the administrative process by, and no later than, by the 1st of October 2025. So I just want the public to know that, and also to invite interest. If you wish to have something considered and you want your voice to be heard, you're saying that I may not be consulted with, I may not be part of a consultative forum, but I want something to be considered, feel free to document it. It must be formalized. Document it, and we will present your considerations to the board within the quickest possible time. Okay, so there are much more that we could ask, but time is of essence. So we're moving on right now to Miss Portia Nicholas, who will tell you of some of the budget measures that impact small business. And I will say that in the ministry, we don't just deal with small businesses, but we have expanded our mandate. You know, the mandate is expanded to embrace the entire private sector. So we're not just limited to small businesses, micro businesses, medium-sized businesses, but large businesses, industry, manufacturing, and businesses in the trade. We are concerned about them. We are providing services to them, and we are supporting as the government provides the resources that we need. Okay, Ms. Nicholas, Portia, the floor is yours to discuss on the budget measures that affect small business.
Okay. Thank you again, PS, for having me. So for those who may have read the budget and listened to the budget, they would realize that this year's budget is very encouraging for the MSME sector. Firstly, the government is providing targeted fiscal incentive packages to small tourism accommodation. These packages will, of course, allow duty-free concessions and essential items necessary to meet hospitality standards such as cookware and small appliances. This is intended to reduce the cost of outfitting and upgrading these properties and support the growth of community-based tourism accommodation such as Airbnb. Secondly, we have the agriculture rebate program, which will be initiated. This will serve as an incentive to boost investment in the sector. The government will give back to farmers 50% of the initial investment up to a maximum amount. Now, what this means for small businesses is that, especially the agro-processors and the manufacturers, what will happen because of this rebate program, farmers can now sell produce to the agro-processors and manufacturers at a reduced cost.
Interesting.
And this, of course, will also drive down the cost of their production, those involved in manufacturing and agro-processing. Thirdly, from October 1st, 2025, we will see the removal of custom duties and VAT on a range of essential food items. This policy is designed to ease the financial burden on households and reduce the cost of living. But not only that, this will significantly drive the cost of production down for many small businesses, especially those who utilize these items for their finished products. So what that means again, you have a greater profit margin. They will have a greater profit margin, giving them more leverage to enhance and develop their businesses further. I could go on and on to speak about the various measures that are there for small businesses, but in the interest of time, I only highlighted these three. But overall, we can say that the budget offers strong signals of support to the business sector. And the real impact will depend on how these businesses take advantage of the budget, of these measures, sorry.
That's great. Portia, it was good to see how you were able to align concessions for the agricultural sector to the agro-processing sector, or to agribusiness. And that is significant because we have a wide range of businesses in Dominica that are into light manufacturing. And that is taking the raw material, the primary product, and converting it by various means to a secondary product. All right? So whether it is taking the cocoa and converting it to a product that is more palatable, that is more usable, it's taking the raw form and converting it into a more usable form. And we have a wide range of businesses doing that. We expect during the course of the year that we will be able to provide the public with some data, whether it's through the address of the minister or various means that would be put in place for the public to be able to access information. And so it was good to see that alignment. And also, you touched on the various concessions that are being offered. Apart from just these two and the many others articulated in the budget, what can we expect to see from the small business sector? You are currently director of the Small Business Support Unit. What can they anticipate this year?
Okay. In this fiscal year, the MSME sector can definitely expect a more targeted, responsive, and empowering approach from the unit. So, in addition to the services that we are already offering, this year we'll focus on some key areas, and that is skills training and capacity building initiatives. So, with all the new developments happening around Dominica, to include the construction of the international airport, the marina, the cable car project, the geothermal project, to name a few, we want to ensure that our people are ready, they are equipped to take advantage of these opportunities. We also recognize that there is a growing demand for skilled labor, especially with major developments happening. We also know that many small businesses struggle to find trained staff. So over the next few months, what we will do is that we will roll out apprenticeship programs to train individuals in areas such as hospitality, marina services, construction support, mechanical repairs, to name a few. And those apprentices who successfully complete the program and demonstrate some level of promise and commitment, what we will do is that we'll make available startup grant support and mentorship to help them transition into self-employment. So, while it's a workforce initiative, you would agree with me, Piers, that it's very much an enterprise development strategy as well.
Definitely.
Right. In addition to that, we'll also be hosting a series of trainings and workshops, all geared at helping businesses formalize, digitize, and build resilience. And we'll be focusing on areas such as financial management, marketing, business continuity planning, business plan preparation, digital transformation, to name a few. We also intend to work closely with our partner ministries, of course, and organizations to ensure that these programs will be rolled out. We will receive maximum participation and the impact will be great. In addition, we are also looking at engaging professionals across the various sectors to assist the unit in providing sector-specific trainings. And of course, in the coming months, we will give the public more information on these trainings so that they can look forward to that. Moreover, we are also looking at the creation of a Small Business Institute curriculum to be done in collaboration with Dominica State College. And this idea really is to create a structured certification program for entrepreneurs who participate in trainings and workshops, basically giving more credibility to their skills and business development. Another major focus for us this year is the finalization and the adoption of the MSME policy and accompanying legislation. That has been on the table for some time, and this year we are really pushing forward with this. And what the policy will do is that it will provide a clear framework to guide how we support and regulate micro, small, and medium enterprises moving forward. It will address critical areas such as what constitutes a micro, small, or medium enterprise. And of course, it will also give them greater access to finance and formalization. So again, once we get this policy adopted, it will help create a more enabling environment for small businesses in terms of better targeted support and legal protection.
Awesome.
We are also placing renewed focus on public engagement and trade events. We'll be hosting and supporting expos, community pop-ups, and business showcases that will give MSMEs more visibility and sale opportunities, as well as networking. And whilst we are here, I can tell the public that one of the major public events that they can look forward to this year is TV Lash Creole 2025. This is our signature MSME Trade and Cultural Expo. And this is scheduled for October 20 F to 23rd at the Botanic Gardens. As you all know, those who have attended the TV Lash Creole, they would know that this event brings together many small businesses.
It does.
Food vendors, creatives, service providers, artisans from all across the island, showcasing their talent, selling their products, and just connecting with the audience. Finally, this year we'll be placing specific focus on those operating in the informal sector. That is, individuals who are running businesses without licenses, permits, and official registration.
Yes, Portia, you really divulging a lot to the public. That's good. You know, information is powerful.
Yes.
Okay, so in to close up, what I want to do is to basically remind all the small businesses and aspiring entrepreneurs that the support is here, the small business is here to assist you, and it is important to get registered, get formalized, get prepared, connect to the small business support unit, and then we will guide you from there on.
Excellent. Thank you for that, Portia. And we do appeal to the businesses out there that are listening now and viewing now and will do so later, that while we reach out to you, we ask you to reach out to us as well at the Small Business Support Unit if there is any area of support that you need. This year we're really holding hands, you know, but while we're holding hands, we're also holding feet to the fire. And for the formalization of businesses, it's not just a policing initiative from the small business unit. It is to help you to put your house in order, to put your documents together, because if you do not have formalization, you tend not to benefit from many initiatives, especially regional and international initiatives that could provide grant and other forms of technical assistance to your business. So we will be helping you in that area. All right, so before we go to our third and final guest, I would like to remind you that you're listening to Voices of Change.
Breaking barriers, dispelling fear, making a difference in every sector. Transforming our nation one step at a time, at a time. Energetic, precision, dedicated and fearless. Committed to progress, will never stray. In the quest for development, we'll always sway. Feel the rhythm, feel the beat. In unity, our courage complete. For the love of country, our anthem of change. Together we stand, together we build. We're the voices of change, loud and clear. Breaking barriers, dispelling fear. Making a difference in every sector. Transforming our nation, one step at a time. Village at a time.
Yes, so you heard it for yourself. This is Voices of Change, a program, a monthly program of the Ministry of Labor, where we bring you the changes that are happening, the programs that government is initiating and undertaking, all with a view to continuing Dominica on a resilient and sustainable development pathway. All right, so right now in studio, we have Mr. Michael Walter. He did inform you that he's upgraded high up. New title is coordinator for the private sector, seeking to build on the relationship and the benefits that can be had from a good collaboration between the public and the private sector. Mr. Walter, you have been digesting this budget address 2025-2026. What's in there for the private sector? The floor is yours to discuss and deliberate. I'm not sure if we're hearing you. Hold on.
You hearing me?
Right
Okay.
now. Okay, good.
All right, great. I must say that Miss Nicholas mentioned it quite clearly when she indicated that this was a well thought out budget. And if we look at the budget measures that were passed, all of them in some way, shape or form impacts the private sector. So it is not something that is that was done in isolation of the private sector, because prior to the budget, there were rounds of consultation that was done. So hence, it takes into consideration what it is that the private sector is looking at from the different sectors. I have gone through the budget and I've pulled out 33 key budget measures. The first one, MSME Equipment and Packaging Support Program. This is going to provide $3.2 million, all right, in terms of support for labeling and packaging of products from private sector businesses, young persons. And we have 138 MSMEs that will benefit from that. This is directly impacting those persons involved in agro-processing and light manufacturing. Then we have the National Agro-Processing and Entrepreneurship Hubs Program, the establishment of a National Agro-Processing Facility and Regional Entrepreneurship Hubs for scaling up small manufacturing and agro-processing. The exploration with respect to the cannabis industry. This is a big deal. It is a big deal because many persons with respect to from the position of medicinal or agro-processing will benefit from that industry once things get on track. We have the exploration with respect to the Dominica Film Industry Development Initiative, where we're looking at bringing in persons to film their movies, their documentaries and things of that sort in Dominica. And not even thinking about it deeply, you see that the taxi drivers are going to benefit from that. Hoteliers are going to benefit from that. The persons involved in restaurants are going to benefit from that. The presence of those persons. We have Dominica Regional Product Expo, where we're not only looking at doing our signature expos from a domestic platform, but going into the region and exposing our products to the region. All right, this is I'm getting a little bit passionate about it because it's really touching lives of persons. So for example, we have persons like Terry Henry, all right, who could significantly benefit from that movement. Then we have the Green Industrial Ecoparks feasibility study, which will be done. There is the Small Tourism Accommodation Concessions Program, which will be providing fiscal incentives to vacation rentals. This is the first time that they will be getting that type of intervention into that sector. All right. We have the tourism sites user fee adjustments. This will definitely allow the government to be able to invest more through the collection of those revenues, to invest more in the maintenance of those sites and things of that sort, where all and parcel can benefit from them. Then there is the National Citrus Expansion Program. Thinking about it from the top of my head, we see that The restaurants are going to benefit because we need juice. We ourselves are going to benefit because of the fact that we need citrus. There is the constant what do you call that, the strain of the flus, the flu going around. We will benefit from it. Businesses will benefit from it. The export market based on the surplus will benefit from it.
Exactly.
Okay. So there will be the distribution of 50,000 citrus plants
Wow.
to establish 1,000 acres of citrus production. This is not a simple intervention. Agricultural technical cooperation with China, where we have the deployment of 9 Chinese experts to be able to directly impact various sectors across Dominica.
Exactly.
So, for example, you have agronomy, crop production, aquaculture, very important, and greenhouse technologies. Then we have the $1 per acre agricultural land leasing program.
Yes. Oh my God.
Access to over 300 acres of land at $1. $1.
So, Michael, you're saying that not only is the government providing the land, but government is also providing the seedlings
The seedlings
and other inputs
and other inputs
and
so-
markets
and the markets
and training. What a package.
Yes. All right. And the investment that any interested person has to make, other than, you understand, normal operational costs, but the investment to access the land, $1
4 quarters.
your per acre of land for per year, for 5 years. The National Agricultural Rebate Program, Miss Nicola spoke to that eloquently, so I will not go over it. The crop insurance scheme for vulnerable commodities. We have the Maritime and Aviation Training Scholarship Initiative. That is to be able to position businesses to benefit from the marina in Portsmouth, which is one of our capital projects. Because those persons will not only be working as employees of whatsoever, but they themselves have their small businesses that will benefit from those initiatives. Then the concessionary loan facility for technical fields such as engineering, renewable energy, aviation, trades, those directly impact the private sector, because the persons some of the persons who benefit from those scholarship programs are persons from within the private sector who operate businesses within the private sector that would want to scale up, whether it is their employees or they themselves as at the helm of those businesses. We have the Roseau Commercial Property Facilitation program, where government will acquire certain properties within Roseau to enable the private sector who would want to invest in Roseau to be able to purchase those properties. P.S. I have to pause on this one there because around Roseau currently, and the honorable Pal Rep for Roseau spoke about it in the budget discussion. There are many just vacant spots across Roseau, and there are private sector persons who would want to invest, who would want to build certain facilities, certain structures in those areas, but they cannot. The government is stepping to facilitate, to help the private sector. Reserved parking regulations and revenue measures to be able to limit the amount of of spaces that are being unnecessarily utilized in Roseau along the route. Opportunity knocks 2%. I mean, this is a 2% loan facility, all right, for young persons to be able to build their house, public servants to build their homes, to have some piece of Dominica. Reinstatement of the highway maintenance levy. We have heard persons speaking about we have heard persons speaking about certain roads and the conditions of certain roads. This is to help to maintain those roads. And one may ask, but how does that impact the private sector? The private sector has vehicles. The shocks, the brakes, whatever, you understand? With better roads, you have less expenses where those things are concerned. Easier movement in terms from Portsmouth to Roseau, or from Roseau to the eastern part of Dominica, making business much more effective and worth doing. Then we have the adjustments to import charges on motor vehicles. We have the consolidation list of items. And this is not only going to benefit households, it's going to benefit restaurants, hotels, and all of those establishments that utilize those types of products. Even office spaces that utilize those tissue and those things of that sort will be able to benefit from that. It will be reduced costs for them. So it is a direct impact on the private sector.
Well, Mr. Walter, it looks like if we have to give you, we need a whole program, right?
I'm trying to race through it because it's a lot. And
We have 1 more minute.
oh, wow.
Looks like we will have to come back next month just with you alone.
Yeah, because
You know?
we really need to let the public get a true
Yes.
appreciation
Yeah.
of the fact that every single budget measure within this budget impacts the private sector.
Definitely.
You understand? So it may not impact once a certain measure may not impact persons
Directly,
within
but
the
indirect.
hospitality, but it will impact somebody within agriculture, or it may impact somebody within the fishery sector. So we really need to come back, PS,
Definitely.
so that we can get the public to get a true appreciation of how is it that they benefit under each of those measures.
Yes. So I take this up for the next program. On the next Voices of Change, you can expect to have more, both dissecting and digesting of the budget address. The almost too good to be true, but it's true budget address, because that budget address is so pregnant with opportunities,
Exactly.
right? But opportunities come to the prepared.
True.
Opportunities are walking up and down the street, passing through your ears, filtering through your mind, through your eyes. But if you are not attuned, they pass you straight and they land by someone who was anticipating, who had prepared themselves, and they could grab these opportunities and change their destiny forever because of the opportunities. So this has been a very, very enjoyable program, a very encouraging and enlightening program of Voices of Change. I take this moment to thank my guests who have been on this program, Voices of Change, Mr. Kelvin Paquette, Labor Commissioner, speaking to us on the minimum wage review, which already has commenced, and the board is being activated to do what it has to do. I thank also Ms. Portia Nicholas, Director of Small Business Support Unit, for her leadership and also for the foresight that she has in developing plans and programs with her unit that could benefit the MSMEs, medium, micro, small business enterprises. And finally, I want to thank Mr. Micah Walter, who is the coordinator for the private sector, industry, commerce, and innovation. And he has done a splendid job, requiring much more time to really elaborate and to go into the details of the benefits that were
Definitely.
presented for all in the budget address. I want to thank you, listeners, for being attuned to us. Thank you to the management and staff of DBS Radio, who affords us the opportunity to be able to use this platform to educate and inform the public. And thanks to all listeners of Dominica, of DBS Radio, both here and abroad, for your consistent participation. We invite your comments to PSSEC Labor, PSSEC Labor at dominica.gov.dm. Please feel free to engage us, to interact with us. You can call our office at various numbers. I will allow our guests before they depart to give you an extension that you can call to if you need more information or you need support. Mr. Packett, what number?
Yes. So persons could reach the Labor Division by calling us on telephone number 266-3553, or you could also email us at labordivision@dominica.gov.dm.
Mr. Walter, how could they reach you?
Okay, so I can be reached at 266-3950 or coordinator.psr@dominica.gov.dm.
Okay, thank you. Miss Nicholas?
Okay, I can be contacted on 266-3964 or email address director@sbs@dominica.gov.dm. The general office number is also 266-3965, and we are located on the 3rd floor of the government headquarters.
Thank you very much, Portia. And we invite you to subscribe to our Facebook page, Ministry of Labor, and also our website is labor.gov.dm. We look forward to engaging you in the next month's Voices of Change. Thank you all, and do have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.